Hey guys, it's Arthur from the Secret Stacks, and today I'm going to do my January wrap up and also talk about my goals for the year. But first, if you don't notice, I just shaved all my hair off, which is a questionable decision in the middle of winter. It's always a long term goal of mine to grow my hair out, and like 3/4 of the way through, I get so frustrated with it that I just inevitably break and take out the razor. So I just did this myself, and it's probably a mess, and I definitely need someone to help me clean up the back. But putting a non-perfect version of yourself on the internet is definitely the way to go. So tonight's gonna be interesting because my room gets freezing, so my head's probably gonna turn into an icicle. But oh well, at least it's easier to shampoo. Now I probably should have done my 2016 reading goals in the beginning of January, but I didn't have a booktube channel back then. But it's pretty simple. I'm aiming to read one book a week, and like book substantial novel size. I figure that brings me to 52 for the end of the year, and I think that's definitely manageable. But it is a big step up from my last year. I probably finished about 20 books last year, but a lot of my creativity and entertainment focus was really based on TV, and last year was the year that I got into anime. So between Naruto and Fairy Tail, I didn't really leave a lot of time for much else. But as for the rest of the video, I'm going to try something a little bit different and narrate over pictures of the book covers. This is again one of the disadvantages of not being a physical book reader, is that I don't have these pretty books to show you. But hopefully this is an interesting way to mix it up. But just to warn you, my voice may sound a little different because I'll be recording directly into my iPad, which will make the editing a lot easier. First book I read was The Age of Miracles by Karen Thompson Walker. It's a story of a 12-year-old girl and her family as the earth slowly stops spinning, and what that means for both the world and her immediate family dynamic. While the girl is 12 years old, this is not a young adult novel. It's an adult novel, in the same way that it's not an apocalyptic novel either. The apocalyptic event is the setting, and it's an antagonist, but it's not really the story. It's really about this family's dynamic, and what's bubbling underneath the surface that maybe the earth slowing brings to the forefront. It's very well written, but I think it does overpromise a little bit with the foreboding and the foreshadowing. Really, I think it would have been more interesting if the girl was older, maybe 15 or 16, because I think that would have let her get into more interesting scenarios that really would have given a more in-depth view of this very interesting apocalyptic world. Next, I read the entire Maze Runner series by James Dashner, and the fact that I read it all in a month should give you an idea of how much I like them. Although this was the first time that I've ever binged a series like this, and I probably wouldn't do it again, especially with this series. There's a formula, and I found myself both expecting the formula when it followed and noticing when it didn't. Overall, give these 4 out of 5 stars. Would have liked more focus on the interpersonal relationships for a 5, because the scenario was really interesting. And finally, my favorite thing I read this month, the miniseries manga, Naruto Gaiden, the 7th Hokage and the Scarlet Spring. This was really excellent, and reignited my passion for Naruto. I was in a slump. Both the manga and the anime came in for a rough landing in my opinion, or would have if the anime ever ended. But Naruto Gaiden was exactly what you want from the best of Naruto. Funny and really tugged on your heartstrings, just overall excellent. It takes place just before Boruto the movie in the timeline, 15 years after the last chapter of the manga, so definitely don't read unless you've finished at least reading chapter 700. And I'm back. So that's it for now. I'm really excited for my February reads, especially because I've started to pick up recommendations from BookTube. So curious to see your guys' videos, what you guys liked, and look forward to hitting 4 more books next month. Until next time, see ya.